Hello there. Notice anything different? I moved. I'm in the new house. This is the first full video that I'm filming here, and the lighting is weird. I know that. I'll get on it. I'll fix it. But for today, it doesn't really matter that much because we are looking at some recent releases that I have things to say about. I don't necessarily have good things to say about all of these releases, but I have things to say. I have comments to make. So let's start out with a release that I think is so fun. This is the one that I'm most excited about in this whole video, and it is the Colourpop Haunted Mansion collab. I think this is so cute. I don't know that the eyeshadow palette is giving really great spooky. I get that this is probably a little bit more based on the movie that for some reason came out in July than the ride, and I haven't seen the movie, so maybe they nailed it. But I really do like this pop of blue. I think that the slightly gray toned purples and pinks are a really nice touch. It does go rather dark, which I think makes a lot of sense for a Haunted Mansion palette. And that one shade at the bottom center, Ballroom Ghosts, is so pretty. I love that it's a duochrome. It looks like it maybe shifts like gray to a gold green. So pretty. The Ballroom Ghosts, the old school Ballroom Ghosts, not the ones that they've redone, but the super old school ones are like my favorite part of the Haunted Mansion. So I was really excited to see that they had done such a nice job with that shade. I probably will end up purchasing this palette if/when it comes to Ulta Beauty. I want to use or earn points on it, and I don't want to find myself buying other things from Colourpop just to hit that free shipping threshold, because I will. 100%. The other pieces of this collection I think are also really cute and really well done. I like the colors that they chose for that Super Shock quad. I think those are lovely looking. The trio of matte lipsticks, I mean, not wild about the idea of yet more matte lipsticks, but at least these colors, it makes sense to put out in a matte, especially that purple shade. And then the glow-in-the-dark glitter, I think is so fun. I know I would never wear it, so I'm not gonna buy it, but it looks so fun. It's really tempting me, even though I know I would never use it. So let me know in the comments that it would be very silly for me to purchase this, because guess who would never use it? But anyway, this is so cute. Love the look of it. Think they did a great job. We're gonna talk about the next two items together because both of these sets come out every year, and every year I'm just a little bit tempted by them. And one of them I know I don't want deep down. That's the Pharmacy Green Clean Trio. This one is tea scented. I love the fact that they come out with these minis that have special limited edition scents for the holidays. That feels like the right way to do skincare in a holiday set. It is something a little bit different. It's not exactly what you can buy the rest of the year, but there is also, I think, a little bit of a price discount. You're buying 3, it doesn't quite work out to the price that the 3 small ones would generally work out to. And that trio of tea scents just sounds so fun and so pretty and cozy, but I don't use cleansing balms. I don't wear foundation 99% of the time, so it's not useful for me. All of my makeup, with the exception of my mascara and any eyeliner, tends to come off just fine with just normal face wash. So not a product for me, but one that tempts me all the same. And a similar story is the Hourglass Palettes. I like that they're putting out more shades now. I don't think that any of them actually go very deep. Like, if you have a very deep dark skin tone, I doubt that you will really enjoy these. However, I'm not an expert on that, clearly, so if you have that deep dark skin tone, let me know if you're eyeing any of these and think it would actually work really well. I am feeling more drawn to these than I usually am. Usually I can just look at it and be like, oh, yeah, that looks nice, but it's 80 bucks, pass. This time I'm looking at it a little bit closer because I feel like I have a lot of my collection under better control, and I've been gravitating towards a little bit of a lighter face makeup look recently that I feel like these would help me achieve. So it might be the year that I take the plunge, but I haven't decided yet. If I do, it would definitely be during like a VIB sale or something like that because these are too expensive. I'm not spending $80 on palettes. Rare Beauty also has a set that jumped out at me. They're a little 4-piece set of the mini liquid products. The blushes look really pretty. I think I would get a lot of use out of both of those shades. The highlighters I think are a little bit more difficult for me. I don't know if I could get away with that gold. And the rose gold also seems kind of dark. I'm not sure. They're very pretty. The pictures online look gorgeous. I think I would like to try Rare Beauty's liquid blushes over the holiday season. I don't know what shade that would be or how I would purchase it because I don't want to buy a big full size. That just seems unnecessary to me. But I think that is anything that is likely to happen over the holidays, is that I will try these. A brand that I've been saying I want to try for years at this point is Nabla. They just released this eyeshadow quad that I think looks so pretty. I don't know that I would actually use it, which is what's holding me back because these are very bright multi-chromes. I've heard hit and miss things about Nabla eyeshadows. I've heard that they're okay, and I've heard that they're really good. I feel like I've heard nothing in between, and I've never heard that they're terrible. So maybe that would be worth it, and I think they are all multi-chromes, which sounds really promising. If I'm going to spend Nabla money on a palette, it would be nice to get 4 multi-chromes because I'm not going to spend like $18, $20 a pan the way some of these indie brands are charging for multi-chromes. That's just not within what I feel is reasonable. That's not how I want to spend my money. If you do, great. Good for you, and I'm glad that those small businesses are actually getting revenue from those products. But this seems a little bit more up my alley. Additionally, these lipsticks and these blush duos. I have no idea how this is a fall-winter release. I was questioning for a moment even if Nabla was actually an Australian brand, and I was just wrong on it being Italian this whole time. I wasn't. This is just a very spring into summer release coming out in the fall, but it's really pretty. Gotta give them props for that. I feel like a lot of the holiday makeup this year is not super obviously holiday, which I appreciate because I feel kind of silly using a palette that like has a Christmas tree on it in July, even though it's still makeup. It can still go on my face. It's not necessarily a seasonal product. But I didn't realize just how much of this video was holiday makeup until I sat down to film. Because the next release is 2, and this is from Pat McGrath. This is the, let me check what the name of this is, the Bijou Brilliance collection. I think this is too big. There's too much happening here. 2 large palettes. What are these? 9 pans of eyeshadow plus a highlight and a blush. That's already feeling like a little bit much. And then you add in 4 eyeshadow quints, 3 3-pan face palettes, and colored mascaras. And I'm guessing there's also lip products in this collection that maybe haven't been shown yet or haven't been released yet. I think that's a little big. You're not quite into Too Faced territory, but you're getting there, Pat McGrath. But it is really pretty. I especially like that lightest trio of blush, bronzer, highlight. That looks so pretty. I think it would be really flattering, and I've never tried a face product from Pat McGrath, so I would be interested in that. I also like the look of some of these quits. I like that they are a little bit more cool toned overall. They're leaning a little smoky. I think it looks really pretty. Definitely has been my vibe recently, and the packaging looks cute. I'm not sure if in person I would like it as much. That cardboard with this really frilly faux Regency look sometimes speaks to me and sometimes doesn't. I feel like it could look really cheap and chintzy in person, but online it looks really nice. I've tried quite a few of Pat McGrath's lip products, and I don't think they're really worth the price. Like, I've gotten all of mine on pretty good sale. I've gotten mine for like $12 to $15 a tube, and at that price I think they're reasonable. But if I was going to spend the usual price tag, which I think is like between $30 and $40, I would just go to so many other high-end brands first. I would shop MAC first, which MAC isn't even at that $30 price point. I'd look at NARS. I'd look at YSL. I don't know that Pat McGrath is really worth the price, and that makes me a little bit hesitant to try any bigger items because, yeah, if I were to spend $30 on a lipstick and didn't like it, that'd be a shame, but it's only $30 versus I bet some of these palettes are going to be like $105. And if I bought a $105 palette and it didn't work out, I would be so ticked. Getting angry, getting kind of worked up just thinking about it. So we need to move on. But yes, as I was scrolling through Trendmood, this one did jump out at me. So good job, Pat McGrath. I guess I'm just feeling the neutrals because the other two eyeshadow products that I've pulled to talk about today are also very neutral. First is this set from Kaleidos, or collection from Kaleidos. I feel that's more appropriate. They have two eyeshadow palettes that are the items that are really interesting to me. This is the Alma Viva collection. And they're, again, this really cool toned, smoky look. I feel like Kaleidos has found their niche in making these really traditional color stories. Like, I bet that you could find quads with similar sets of shades from Estee Lauder, from Lancome, Chanel, Dior, etc. But they have such a cool girl aesthetic that it feels new and interesting and cool, even though at the end of the day it's a gray tone purple quad and a taupe quad. Pretty. Nothing super wild, but I still want it. The one thing that is holding me back from making a Kaleidos purchase is very silly. I acknowledge that. But when I look at their logo, I don't know what it is intended to be, but all I see is the female reproductive system. Right? Am I crazy? Am I the only one? Is this supposed to be a bug? Is it supposed to be like a butterfly? Because that's all I can see. And I mean, I'm not the biggest prude in the world. I'm fine with the idea, I guess, but it throws me off. Not a bad thing, but kind of holding me back all the same. Don't know what that says about me. I guess maybe the fact that it's holding me back isn't as concerning as the Rorschach test of looking at the butterfly or whatever, to me says female reproductive system. So go off, Freud or whatever. Tell me what that means, or don't. Yeah, don't. Oh, I almost forgot to put in the other eyeshadow item. It's the Natasha Denona I Need Nude palette. This just looks really idiot-proof, and sometimes at 6 a.m. I am the idiot, and my life needs to be idiot-proofed. So, it's tempting, but I know I have it like 10 times over, so pass, but pretty. Next we have this Milani lip release. These are the Fruit Fetish lip oils. Gotta be really careful saying that one, or we're gonna go right back to Freudian slips and psychoanalyzing me. But this is interesting to me for one reason, and that is because they look creamy. I've used up 2, at least, maybe 3, couldn't swear to it, of these in the past, and all of the ones that I've seen, I believe all of the ones that were out, had sort of a gel-like look where they didn't have any real opacity to them. They were just a light wash of color and very gel or jelly-like on the lips. These seem to have a little bit more pigment to them. They look like they would give you a little bit more color on the lips. And that's interesting because I think that is a texture that could translate really well into a slightly more pigmented lip color. It was very smooth. It seemed to apply quite evenly while being pretty moisturizing and smelling really nice. So I'd be really interested to see these in person or to maybe find some reviews and see what they look like on people. I think they could be really good. And finally, the last item is maybe a holiday release. I don't know. This is Trolls World Tour by Sally Hansen. I know nothing about these troll movies outside of the fact that they come out with lots of collabs every time one of these movies is released. I'm hoping that by the time I have children, like, these troll movies will be a thing in the past and I can just stay ignorant about the entire Trolls world. But these nail polishes look so cute. I love Sally Hansen Insta-Dry. I feel like you can never go more than like 3 videos in a row without saying how much I enjoy those polishes. And this collection is way better looking than I feel like a Trolls collection has any right to be, any business being. Look at those purples. Just, they're so pretty. I want this. I really just want some of them. I don't need the whole collection or anything. I don't need any of them, let's be real. But I wouldn't be surprised if like 3 or 4 of them came home with me. Especially if I could find them in a set somewhere. That would be great. Okay, well, thank you for watching. Don't let me know what you have determined about my mental state based on my thoughts on Kaleidos. Yeah. I really have no idea what else that could be though. So let me know what you see. We can all be crazy together. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please consider liking and subscribing if you did, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.